Hi Sunil, hope your trip's going well. This is Brendan and Stephanie, of course, and this is your workout program that we'd like you to do every other day for muscular endurance and muscular strength. On your off days, of course, you're going to stretch, you're going to do cardio, and you're going to do core, but we'll get into that later. So what we want to do is we're going to start off with legs. Our beautiful model Stephanie will be doing all the work. As usual, I'll just be telling her what to do. So we're going to start off with our legs, and this is one of the ones we did at the very beginning the other day. So we did the side-to-side steps. Steps going to cross her arms. Beautiful. She's going to stay nice and tall. She's going to take a big step to her side, squat down. She's going to come up and step to the other side. So of course Stephanie's using absolutely perfect form, never anything but. And you should feel this guy in your glute muscles, your abductors, so the outer thigh, as well as our quads and our hamstrings. So that's great for our first set. I'd like you to do 20 of these guys total, so 10 per side. So moving right along. You can take a quick break, but no longer than 30 seconds. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put you into a stationary lunge position. So for this one, you're going to step forward. And you're going to try and trap that rubber tubing right underneath the toe of your back foot. We're going to keep this position so it gives a little bit of bicep work as well. So Stephanie's going to a beautifully long lunge, and this is going to be accentuated by the fact that you're working on your flexibility with her. She's going to go down into a nice deep lunge so her knee comes just off the ground. She's going to come back up, and she's going to do a nice full bicep curl. Now, as you well know, the hardest part of the bicep curl is where we're going from straight arm to the first little bend. So I want you to make sure we really focus on bringing the arms all the way down each time and all the way up. You'll also notice that Stephanie's doing a fantastic job of keeping her weight in her front heel and not letting that knee glide out over her toe. So I want you to keep the perfect form that she shows us right here, shoulders back, chin up, and I want you to do 8 per leg. We do 8 reps, and we're going to switch to having that other leg for it. So those are the first 2 exercises. Moving right along, and I know you enjoy this guy as one of the most, is our side-to-side hops. So you can take your rubber band, and you can put it down in front of you right here as a guideline. Or in front of you that way. And what I'd like you to do is just hop side to side, so leg to leg. You'll notice Stephanie's going in and she's touching her toe with her front or the opposing hand. And what I'd like to do is keep that back foot floating, so we're a little spent on space here. But I want you to take nice large hops side to side. Keep that back foot floating. And you'll notice how she's keeping her weight to the inside part of her foot so she can establish a good rhythm. This guy should get your lungs going. You should also feel it in your glutes after a very short period of time. So I'd like you to hop 30 times with this guy, and you should get a nice burn. And it should get you out of breath. So at this point, you're probably going to want some water. Perfect step. So, we've taken care of the hardest 3 exercises, and we still want to work on those summer calf muscles. What you can do, and I know you have stairs at your parents' house, but if you really don't want to go out and see them, not sure how well your visit's going, you can always take a phone book or a big book, stick it against the wall, and then you can put 2 feet up on the phone book with your heels hanging over. Steph does a fantastic job because she's so very, very flexible through her calves. You want to start off with your heels almost touching the ground. I know your stairs can be a little bit bigger. Let them go all the way down to a deep stretch and then raise up as high as you can possibly go into those toes with a slight hold and then lower back down. So I want you to do 20 of these guys. And I know you're going to feel the burn with these because we always do during our workouts. Alright, perfect Steph. So moving right along, we're going to go into our abs now. And we've done this guy before, so it should trigger your memory pretty quickly. We're going to get into that nice tight V-sit. So, of course, as usual, we're going to engage that core. I'm going to draw that spine in, squeeze it all together, and keep it nice and tight throughout. So her feet are up off the ground. She's making prayer hands, and she's going with a nice, smooth pace, tapping side to side, getting her oblique muscles as well as her inner core muscles working right here. So I want you to touch 20 times. That'll be 10 per side. Nice quick set. And then we can move right on into our upper body. Awesome Steph. So, back to the rubber band. We're going to work on your upper back as well as lower back muscles. And this is the part I was talking about where we can loop it around your bedpost or any piece of furniture that's nice and fastened on the ground. For this purpose, I'm going to loop it around my heel. And we're doing nice full reps. So Stephanie's laid out full. She's got straight arms, straight legs. And she's going to keep everything straight, keep her legs straight at this point. She's going to do a nice full pull down, sliding her elbows down toward her hips, as well as raising up her legs off the ground and chest up off the mat at the same time. Perfect, good, and lower all the way down. Good. So you want to go from this full squeeze position with our muscles back to relaxed. Beautiful form. And we're gonna do a full 20 reps of this. Now I want you to notice, Steph is not bending her knees at all. She's keeping them perfectly straight, which keeps the pressure into those glutes and really helps us to build good, strong glute muscles. Also of note is that she's keeping her palms down facing the floor and shoulders down as well. So she's not hiking them up and giving us poor posture. Perfect, good stuff. So from this position, the beauty is you get to stay down on the floor. So what I want you to do, and these were fun as well, is we're going to do our chest workout. So we're going to have a nice wide grip, exaggerate that grip, and let your fingers form outward, perfect step. You're going to do a walk from side to side. So we need to do 10 of these guys, because I know these are really difficult. Nice low push, beautiful form, nice tight abs, don't let those hips drop down. Awesome step. And she's going really deep into this. We can get really deep because we do have a nice wide grip. This will get into that difficult chest muscles right away into a good workout. Perfect step, that's great. Good, so moving right into our back muscles again. You can either choose to close the door on your rubber band, or that's not an option. I know you mentioned you had those steel grates in the washroom, you can loop it around there too. Or you can just choose to tie it right on the doorknob, like so. Perfect. Okay, so Steph's going to be in a standing position on this one. And try to open up the camera a little bit to move toward that way. Perfect. So, without getting in the way, what Steph's going to do is, if it's in her right arm, she's going to let her right leg be floating. So she can extend her arm out in front of her. Very nice step. And as she pulls in for a nice low row, so her elbow drifts past her hip, she's going to raise her knee up in front. So her knee comes toward her wrist. Beautiful. And puts it back out. Now you'll notice, Steph has very good balance for being a dancer. She's not stumbling, she's not wavering, she's not tilting. Part of this is because of her fantastic core strength that I know you and I have been working on. And part of it is because of perfect posture. You notice her shoulders are back, her elbows nice and low, so she's not using any of her trap muscles. And she's also giving a nice good squeeze of her rhomboid muscles and bringing her knee up to a nice flat 90-degree angle. So she's exhibiting perfect form here. And I would like you to do 15 of those guys per arm as well. So again, from that position, Stephanie's going to grab it in her left or right hand, whichever seems less tired at this point. So she's got her left hand. She's going to step forward into a high lunge position with her left leg. Perfect. And she's going to give me a real speedy 30 times pressing with her left arm. So she's going to do a left arm chest press. Good. There you go. It's exact form right there. You got a nice quick press. And once you do 30 of those guys, you're going to feel a great burn going after about 20 reps. I want you to push through that last 10 reps. And then immediately you're going to switch over to the other leg and other arm. Perfect step. Good. Excellent. So, moving right along. From the set secured position right here, we're going to get into a standing side twist. So we're going to work out those oblique muscles again. Again, these ones look great on the beach. So, Steph's going to get into a nice wide stance, like she is right here. Perfect. Just like we've done in the past, she's going to keep her arms midline of her body. And she's going to give a nice full twist, opening up her shoulders to the far wall. And right back to 90 degrees. So again, when we do the twist, we don't want to let our hands go past the midline of our chest. We want to have nice controlled abs, never relaxing those guys. Nice locked out elbows, straight shoulder position, and you'll notice she's turning her neck, but not rotating her hips. So just keep a nice neutral spine in that position. Perfect, great job, Steph. Okay, so last few exercises, home stretch. Good. What we'll do is, we are going to take our rubber band one more time. Stephanie is going to go into a nice high lunge position with her rubber band under her front arch this time. And she's going to grab both handles and just step out into a nice high lunge. Nice high lunge position, so one foot's out in front, then go into a shoulder press. Perfect, good. So you notice she doesn't drop her back knee down. Our legs are finished, so we don't need to work out any more legs. This is all for our shoulders. So she sinks down just a little bit. She's going to bring her arms right up to her shoulder position. Palms facing her ears, and she's going to do a nice stiff shoulder press. Beautiful form. Look at that extension. So you'll notice again, her posture is absolutely perfect. Her knee is right over top of her heel. Her back is nice and flat, and her leg is nice and straight. So she's still being forced to do a little bit of balance while getting a really great delt workout. And she did a perfect extension there. So you're going to do 8 of those guys per leg. And then we're going to get into our second to last exercise, last one for our arms. This is what Steph was going into before. We're going to work out our triceps on this one. So, Steph is going to step on the tubing at an appropriate distance to really challenge your triceps. So what she's going to do is, I'm going to step a little less, perfect. is she's going to raise it up behind her head. Now you'll notice again, Steph has her elbow right beside her ear. This is to keep the elbow from wavering out and keeping this protected from future shoulder problems. So she's going to do a tricep extension, keeping her elbow right where it is, extending straight up to her arms, perfectly straight, beautiful form. Good, she's really going to focus on the triceps this time. So again, you're going to notice that she doesn't have an excessive arch in her back because she's keeping her abs nice and tight. And she's keeping her neck in a neutral position, no head movement. And she's also making sure she's a nice locked out leg right here to stay with perfect balance. So this is allowing your triceps to take all the work, and you should get a great burn out of this guy. And we want to extend, again, 15 per arm on this one. So you really want to make sure you challenge yourself, give lots of tension to that tubing, and that should give you a great arm workout. So to finish is our favorite, of course, and Steph's going to do a quick demo, but you and I both know what a great plank is. It doesn't get any better than what Steph does. So again, we're just going to hold for, I have 60 seconds down in your workout program. I'd like you to do 90. I know you can do it, so really push yourself here. So one last quick tip. Steph has absolutely flat spine, doesn't get any better than that. Direct you towards her knees are perfectly locked out. Weight is distributed between her elbows and to her toes. However, the big key and what Steph does perfectly is that she keeps her elbows right directly below her shoulders, which keeps the pressure out of her shoulders. So this puts all the pressure onto her ab muscles and gives us a great core workout at the end. Perfect, Steph, you can lower. So Sunil, that is absolutely a great workout that I want to see you do every other day while you're away in India. I'd like you to do a nice warm up at the beginning. I'd like you to do a little cool down at the end. I guess you're getting my shirt talking to you. Nice cool down at the end. And I'd also like you to do a great stretch after every single workout. Now, Steph's going to have other ideas about when you should stretch, ideally probably every day. I'll let her talk to you about that. But I would love to see you do in your off days at least 30 consecutive minutes of cardio. You can go for a bike ride, you can go for a good quick walk. If you feel real frisky, you can go on the treadmill for a nice run. I'd then like you to do accumulation of about 200 reps for abs. Now you don't do this consecutive, obviously, and you can choose any exercises you want to do, but I'd like you to tally up 200 by the end of the workout. Aside from that, keep your eating going well, stretch lots, and we'll see you when we get back, hopefully a couple pounds lighter and in even better shape. Alright, so that's all from me. Have a great vacation, I'll see you soon.
Bye.